Hi guys, welcome to today's video where I am going to be testing out some new makeup products and giving you my first impressions so that you can decide if maybe these would be a good buy for you. So, first off, we're going to be talking about in the lip category, the new limited edition Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm in Birthday Cake, and I am going to be checking this out in comparison to the Glossier Birthday Balm.com, which is something that I love to eat directly off my own face. And then in the complexion category, I've got the new Super Boost Skin Tint from Makeup Forever and the Soft Pinch Liquid Contour in Gentle from Rare Beauty. And on eyes, we are going to play with a new eyeshadow palette. I am talking about the Viseart palette Paris Mattes Étendu and this new little Bounce Bad Girl mascara from Benefit. So if all of that sounds good to you, we will get into the details for each of these products. Let's go. All right, guys, so I have already applied all of my skincare, including my Laneige Hydro UV Defense sunscreen, SPF 50, and I have to admit, I am feeling a bit dewy, glowy from that. Not in a way that I would want to, but we're gonna see how that skin tint acts over this. And I also went ahead and applied all of my brow products as well as my Rare Beauty eyeshadow primer, just to sort of make sure we have enough time to focus on all the newness. And first up, we are gonna open up this Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm. So this is $24 and it is a silky vegan balm that hydrates and smooths dry lips in seconds. Let's do the smell test, okay? It smells good. Okay, hold on. This is like, you know, when you're testing fine wines, okay? So here's the Glossier. I'm going to say that in terms of the smell, this one from Glossier is much more sugary and so a very sugary cake. Think your childhood. And this is the icing, right? The old school icing that used to come on your birthday cakes as a kid. That's what this is, okay? In terms of scent. This smells like the spongy, buttery cake underneath the icing. I'm not kidding. It's definitely buttery smelling. So I'm not going to put this one on. I just wanted to see how it compared in terms of the scent. So let's get this guy on just to sort of prep my lips. And I am a huge fan of the Summer Fridays formula, so I had a feeling that that would not be any sort of question or problem today, and it isn't. It feels delightful. You know, doesn't really add any color. It's a very light pink. Let me see if I can put some of that on my hand so you can just see that. So you can kind of see the color there. Now that I have it on my lips, I can't really smell it as much. And I don't think it has a taste. So you can decide for yourself whether that's a good or a bad thing. I kind of like to be able to smell that lip balm on my lips, but yeah. And now we are going to go to our complexion products. So before I take my glasses off, I'm going to tell you about both of these. First up, we have the Super Boost Lightweight Moisturizing Skin Tint with hyaluronic acid and polyglutamic acids. Science, people. Okay, so, you know, this is what this component looks like. I am not gonna lie, this very much interested me when I saw it, and that it's has a pump action here. So this is $36 and it is described as a hydrating and plumping skin tint with buildable sheer to medium coverage that leaves a radiant, healthy skin finish and non-oily feel. So we're going to put that to the test. And then we have the Soft Pinch Liquid Contour from Rare Beauty. This to me looks like, I mean, a big old thing of contour, right? Does it seem like this would surely like last you forever? We'll see how much I actually have to apply to get the desired effect. I got Gentle, which is a fair, cool taupe. With that, I'm going to remove the glasses and we will get into this skin tint. Now, I want to tell you that one of the reasons that I decided to give this a try, even though I have some foundations that I absolutely love, is because the last couple of months I've made some changes to my AM skincare routine that I think are absolute game changers. I think these are the best skincare products I have ever used. I wanted to test them thoroughly before I bring these to you. So watch for a video coming up about my new game-changing products for AM. And yeah, it's only because of sort of confidence that I've gained from using these products that I thought, well, maybe I'll do a skin tint. We'll see how this works for me. This may not give me the coverage that I want, but there is only one way to find out. So just screwing off the top here, and it has this little dropper number. Let's see what it takes to get this out. Can you, oh, well, there we go. Okay. So that is what that looks like on the back of my hand. I am going to use my hands because it really is my preferred method for putting on foundation. So I'm just going to kind of dot this around, focusing on the center of my face, and we'll see what kind of coverage I'm able to get here. Okay. So it does have a very thin, lightweight feel to it. And I do feel like I'm getting a little bit of red looking from applying that. Maybe it's from patting on my cheeks. I don't know, but can you guys see that? Does it look like I sort of amped up in the redness department? I'm going to grab a little bit more on the back of my hand and apply some of this across my forehead. Got like a hair that's somewhere across the center of my face. Okay. All right. So, as I said, it's pretty thin feeling, and so a little bit I think goes a long way. So I'd say if you pick this up, keep that in mind, you know, start with a very small amount and then build, just so you don't waste product. I mean, no point in using more than you have to, at least starting out. As of right now, I do not like the way that looks. Looking in a mirror that is magnified, it's not that I feel that it's doing anything bad in terms of my pores per se. It's the glowiness. It's the glowiness that for me, because of my age, I'm 52, I think it's accentuating the texture. So we're going to leave that. I just kind of want to let that hang out a little bit. I think I could go ahead and do this product. I believe that you can apply this both under or on top of powder. So I don't want to set my face yet, but I'm going to go ahead and apply this. I am going to grab my Refer 04, which is a fluffier brush, and but it's sort of slanted there to sort of, you know, hug your cheek. Oh, okay. And so here is what that applicator looks like. Let's just start over here. The first dot is the scariest. Am I right? That first dot, you're like, oh, yeah. Okay. So yes, you definitely don't need a lot. No doubt about it. Gotta buff this upward a little bit. So we have the contoured side, the uncontoured side. What do you guys think? I do think I came a little bit too far this way, but that is something you can always clean up with more foundation or concealer, especially since I haven't powdered yet. So yeah, I think it's pretty natural looking. I mean, it really did sheer out pretty well. But I would love to hear what you guys think in the comments, because I'm sort of newer to contour. It's something I'm trying to become more comfortable with. And so it's helpful to get other people's opinions. So, okay. Baby dots. I'm trying to decide if it looks a little red. Right now, what I'm feeling, just kind of looking at it in this lighting, is that I wish I had stayed a little bit further back. I feel like I came too far in, but I feel like maybe the color is good. I think until I get my other complexion products, it's going to be hard for me to tell. So we will keep rolling along. Let's go ahead and do powder. I do not have a new powder to play with today, so I will be using my Givenchy Prisma Libre powder. And just using that with the puff. And certainly this is taking care of that dewiness that I was a little uncomfortable with. And this is helping with the appearance of any texture. But I think the idea with the skin tint is maybe that you can just wear that and go. So I will have to see how this does throughout the day. And we might as well go ahead and throw on some blush. This is technically still a new product because really it hasn't fully released. So I've been testing this. This is the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Matte Bouncy Blush. I think I got that right. And I did do a dedicated review on this on my channel, so you can check that out. But I believe that this is going to release at the end of March. At this point, I don't know that I'll even need to come back and give you final thoughts. I think if you watch, my videos regularly, I think you know how I feel about this blush. It has quickly become a favorite. Oh, and I have to tell you, so while I was out shopping for some of these products, I actually went into Sephora, which I never do. I order a lot of stuff online. And I was lusting over the YSL blushes and was seriously considering picking one up because, hello, blush, and because I don't have any of the YSL blushes. And I was like, it would be good as a reviewer for me to not just review this product, but to know what this formula is like. So I'm standing there, I'm looking at them, swatching them, and trying to figure out which one to buy. A sales associate comes up, asks me if I need any help, and I'm sort of like, hey, what do you think of these different colors on me? I'm swatching them and so on. And she goes, what blush are you wearing? Because whatever you're wearing looks really good. And I was like, oh, it's the Rare Beauty Matte Bouncy Blush, which of course they haven't offered in stores at all. She kind of looked at me like, I was crazy and, had just made something up. But anyway, just saying that it was a woman who's seen a lot of blush, and I was standing there ready to pick one up and buy, and she was like, what you got going on right now is going on. So anyway, love this. So now I guess this means that we're ready to get into eyes. That happened quick. Okay, so let's take a look at this Viseart palette. I'm going to put my glasses back on because I'm going to read to you. Okay, so this palette is the Visipro Paris Mattes Étendu. Okay, so according to Viseart, this is their prelude to the splendor of spring. Pirouette into soft, romantic hues inspired by the artistry of Parisian ballet. Each shade moves seamlessly with captivating performance. 12 sumptuous matte hues, each a graceful brushstroke of supreme saturation, come together in a seamless dance of depth and nuance. You know, as a writer, I appreciate every bit of that description. That is gorgeous. So I'm gonna insert now swatches that I did on my arm of this palette. Okay, so starting off with shade 1, this is Aurora, which is described as a white with a whisper of peach. Then we have Point. This is a cool, light beige matte finish. And moving on to Tulle, which is a light peachy pink with a matte finish. And last one on this row is Arabesque. A soft, light pink purple. A delightfully pretty pirouette of purple. Okay. So far, these are swatching beautifully, incredibly smooth, soft to the touch, buttery. So this is a good sign of what's to come. Hopefully they're just as beautiful on the eye. So let's go into the next row now. First up, we have Pirouette, which is a light, creamy beige with a soft pink undertone. Next up, Plie, a dusty mauve, intriguingly soft and cool. Then, Adagio? I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce that, but this one is a buff nude with a hint of lavender. Definitely have to see this one on the eyes. And finally, Releve, a dusty purple gray, magically cool twilight tone. That one is not swatching quite as well. And here I want to make sure we've got a line between these two. Okay, now we can get into that final row. This first one is called Ballet, a cool toned light taupe to buff and blend out your looks. It's really pretty. And sans tenue, gosh, I should have like brushed up on my ballet terms before I got into this. Love that shade as well, which is why I keep putting more on because I think it's so pretty. Then Fouette, a muted beige taupe. I think it's harder to see the swatches over here because of my freckles. Even though I'm 52, I'm going to call these freckles until the day I die. They may be age spots, but I'm calling them freckles. And okay, finally, we have Tendu, which is a deep espresso brown. I would not call that a brown. And it's not swatching great. There is our beautiful color story. I love so many of these shades. I think it's absolutely gorgeous and can't wait to create my first look with this. Okay, and here I did some photos of the Petite Matte palettes in cool and neutral, although I gotta say that neutral palette. Looks awfully warm to me. Before we get into building an eye look, just additional details. This palette retails for $44. I think you get a good amount of product for that price. Guys, it's the running of the cats again. I don't know if you can hear all that happening in the background. So, you know, you get a good amount of product for that. And like other Viseart palettes, you may be able to see there that you can pop them out so that you could either replace shades or switch up different shades to create a custom palette. And of course, Viseart is very well known for the quality of their matte formula. So now we are going to get into building a look. I've got my brushes already here, and I'm almost nervous because, guys, these are so beautiful that I want to do them justice. I am going to start out with this shade here. In my crease, I have a Refer 16 brush. I am just lightly tapping into that. And here goes nothing. So that is going on beautifully, very smooth. No skipping, no patchiness, just beautifully blendable, spreadable color. Now, I mean, probably nobody's going to be shocked that I want to use this shade here, this purple. So for that, I am going to grab a Refer 01 Mini. This is one of two of my favorite brushes for doing laying down color in the outer corner. Okay, looking good so far. I am not at this point seeing any fallout. And I'm just pressing this in. I'm going to build this out as an all matte look, but then I did pull out some topper shades from ColourPop. They're Super Shock shadows, and I think at the end there, I am going to put one of those on. Because you know I love shimmer. Okay, I think that is beautiful. Very soft, very spring and feminine. Let's see, hold on. Kind of go along the lash line a little bit there to deepen that up. I'm just going to grab my Refer 16 and I'm going to go into this deeper, rosier tone and pick a little bit of that up. And I am going to go directly into the crease. So I just want to create some more depth below that first shade that I lay down. Okay, I think somewhere in there I did get some fallout, but nothing we can't handle. So for the center of the eye, I am going to pick up this sort of lilac shade here. And to lay that down, I have a Refer 02, which is a nice flat packing brush. And I'm just going to tap that on. And I'm just looking to get a gradient, of course, here. Okay, and I'm going to go back out to this deeper purple and tap some more of that in because I don't want to lose that depth. Okay, and now I think what I'm going to do is I am just going to flip this Refer 02 to the other side, and I am going to pick up this very light pink that's just sitting next to that lilac shade. And just sort of pressing that in. And swooping up. And I want to do some liner. This is a really great liner brush from KJH Spectrum. It's got a little bit of color on it, but I'm just buffing it out on a towel to get that color out, even though it looks like there's still color there. It's just kind of stained. It's not going to impact the way that this picks up. So there is this, what they're calling an espresso brown. I think it looks black to me, but I'm going to tap that off. Do a little bit of lining here. This brush allows you to get really, really, really tight against the lash line. Just stamping this in. And if I go up a little bit, it kind of gives it a smokier quality, which I like. I am going to take my handy dandy little liner brush that I just used, and I am going to go into that deepest purple that we used. And I'm going to stamp this in a little bit. And then I'm going to dip back into that darker color, that espresso brown, and just stamp a little bit right here at the very outer corner. I think I'm going to do a little bit more up here too. So now the question is the Super Shock Shadow. I'm actually going to go off camera, bring this eye up to speed, and then we will do the Super Shock Shadow and mascara together. So I will be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. I did all the eyeshadow over here. I did some cleanup and applied concealer underneath my eyes. I used my Givenchy Prisma Libre concealer and my favorite concealer brush. And I have decided I am not going to add a shimmer to this look. I just want to see how this palette wears on its own throughout the day. So we're going to go ahead and do lashes. I've got my Shiseido eyelash curler and I'm going to get these lashes curled. And I believe that this mascara is supposed to be both volumizing and lengthening. I'll be the judge of that. As it stands, my favorite mascara is probably still Tower 28. I've even gotten into using the Drift color a bit more than I would have thought. I really liked the way that Drift looked with the new Bloom palette from Natasha Denona. Okay, so let's open this up. I got 2 minis of this so that I could actually test it more than once, so that I can hopefully come back and tell you what I really think of it. Got my little close-up mirror here. I think most mascaras, and I think most of you will agree, is that it's really hard to tell the first time that you ever apply, because usually mascaras get better, I think, after maybe say the 3rd or 4th application. It's almost like they're too wet when you first open them. This is not applying glooby at all. It doesn't feel too wet. And I'll have to see if it flakes. It does feel like a pretty dry formula. Okay, so that is one coat. I am not going to apply it on my bottom lashes. I am going to use my Holy Grail Bottom Lash Mascara from Clinique. I'm going to go ahead and do the bottom over here first. We will go back and do another coat of this Bad Girl Bounce. I do think it is lengthening, and as of right now, I think it's providing more volume than my Tower 28 Make Waves. But you know, that brings up another thing. Have you ever gotten a mini and it is phenomenal, and then you buy the full size because you're like, wow, that mini, wow, that was great. You get the full size and it's not as good? Has that ever happened to you? Or is that just a me thing? Okay, I'm gonna do this other eye. The brush is built such that I feel like I can get all the way to the base of the lashes without making a horrible mess. I like that I'm able to go back and just kind of hit the tips with a little bit more. Okay, guys, what do you think? I'm really, really happy with it. Did I do 2 coats over here? I don't think I did 2 coats over here. I can't remember. Let's throw in some more. More. Okay, I'd say so far, I'm a fan. All right. Let's throw on some lipstick. I am going to use my Satin Allure lipstick from Pat McGrath. This is Veiled Rose, which is just a very pretty pink. And I love the feel of this lipstick. If you've never tried her Satin Allure line, it is so fuss-free that you can talk and put it on at the same time. And I don't think it looks like I made a boo-boo. I am going to brush a little bit more powder on because I can't stand how glowy I look. Or is this the right amount of glow? Would you guys comment below? Is this the right amount of glow? Should I be going for this level of dewy? Is that the right word? I don't know. I am just going to grab one of these finishing powders out of my Butterfly palette and brush that on. Hopefully just kind of pulling everything together. It's super white, so I like to put it right here too. All right, guys, so that is the finished look for today, I would say that we have some immediate winners and some immediate I don't knows. Okay. On the immediate winner side, I am going to declare my love for the Viseart palette. I think it's really beautiful. I will continue to play with this to see if I can actually get some different looks. And I really love the Bounce mascara. I think that turned out really well. I love the feel, of course, of the Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm. And the reason I say of course is because if you've been watching me, you know I'm a fan of this formula. It smells divine in the package. I don't think it has that much of a smell once you put it on, so you decide what your preferences are there. The Rare Beauty Contour, I mean, I think I like it. I don't know. I don't know how much of a difference I felt like it really made. Definitely not, we'll have to keep playing with this one. What does that leave us with? Oh, this guy. So skin tint. Jury's out. Jury's out on this one. I'm going to see how it wears today. And this is another one I will keep playing with so that I can come back and let you know what I think of it. But yeah, if you have any thoughts on how any of these products looked or performed on me, please let me know your thoughts. And I hope you enjoyed today's video. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.